Hey, traders. Welcome to the Monday stream, beginning of the week, and saw, decent amount of stocks bounce today. Commodities caught some bids, and some crypto caught some bids. Not all of them. A lot of crypto are down today, but then you got some that are up. Good amount, like Sol's up 6.6% above that $37 area, which is great. H-bar up almost 15%. GRT's up. Big one's up too. Ethereum's down though. So yeah, just kind of like on my main chart, going with the shark, just the inflection points. I mean, the ones from history at least. The one from 2020. And then the previous cycle top, of course, they were well above. And so these are, I think, your major levels. And above 24.2 is nothing until 28.8. And that is where, if the confirmation low is real, that is the target, 28.8. It just is. Like if sellers failed once and then twice to breach this key level, and they're gonna relent, which they do on the second failed attempt, then I would think you would eventually take out the high from August 15th and see 28.8. Of course, you've certainly not done that yet. You have exceeded a 50% retrace, which is nice, of the harmonic, nearing the 618. You'd imagine that some sort of pullback would be in store after a nice little rally like that, but whatever. Hasn't happened yet. I have no idea if you're going to back test 19.891, but it would seem like the absolute best thing ever, right? If you did something like this, that would be legendary long area for a trade. Just no clue if we're going to get that. That'd be quite the luxury. Here's your daily and that supply line, the dragon. It was brought up yesterday, the dragon idea, the bullish dragon supply line. I mean, you're on breakout watch of at least this down sloping resistance that's right at like 22.6, I'd say. Some good news on the daily chat. My goodness, for the first time since August 13th, back in the bullish control zone. You hear me? We were in the bearish control zone on the 6th. 6 days later, bullish control zone. You were oversold 6 days ago.
$21.19. Sub. Can you take a look at Kill Protocol? Thanks. 0.01239133 ETH.
So Matt, what are we in Scotland? Decentralized kilts. Thank you, dude. Yeah, I mean, I've never heard of that in my life, but we can certainly look at it if it fancies you. Yes. We will look. All right, it's on the list. So that's what you got. The daily, interesting development today, not yesterday, but today. Bullish control zone RSI. 3-day. Remember yesterday we were discussing you're out of the bearish control zone and showing bullish divergence there. Positive momentum's building again. Bullish engulfing candle, second low. All right, man. Just saying, if this truly is a confirmation low, there's just no reason why the target can't be or shouldn't be $28,800 for a simple back test. You realize on this time scale, Bitcoin market participants, once they broke the support at 28.8, there was no back test ever. So that's exactly where we could be going. I mean, for just the test. After that, no clue. But maybe that's going to fulfill the targets of the dragon. Give us the successful back test, and the trend would remain bearish long term then. Like a 78% retrace, 29,200. That's right in line with that level, and that's a target of a dragon. So we did a poll yesterday, around 1,000 of y'all participated in it, and about 2/3 of y'all think that this will be the midterm bottom. If it is a midterm bottom, then we're gonna take out the peak, the local peak from August 14th, which is also in line with that inexistent level. It doesn't even exist on the 3-day plus. It's not even there. So that's what I'm saying. If this truly is a confirmation low, that's going to be disregarded the next time we test it. and you'll run to 28.8 to 30,000, meaning there is a minimum from here, 30% upside. If Bitcoin market participants, there's not enough demand and we have to go for a back test of 19,891, there could be down at that level, if it's a successful back test, there could be 45% upside to 57% upside. But from where it stands now, it's 30%. From high right there, right? 28 to, it's really 28 to 38% depending on how deep you get into this inflection zone. It's all over the place, right? So things change really fast. It only took 6 days from the worst to the best, right? From the worst to potentially a bottom. Like, not even kidding. That's what happens. That's analysis. That's how it works. But the thing is, yeah, we got the CPI report tomorrow. Who knows what that's gonna do? It's probably, I mean, I am extremely confident in thinking the CPI report's gonna be lower than it was last month and then the month before. Why? US oil. Gasoline prices, right? That's why, easily. I think that chart, you know, we've been monitoring, right? It topped out and it's been selling off and not been doing very well. I think that's going to factor into the numbers tomorrow. So that might be good for stock, dude. You just don't even know, man. It's literally every time the CPI report, it's almost like an earnings report for the entire market. Just flip your coin of the intraday price action we're going to get tomorrow off it. So. All right, so that's your Bitcoin. Really interesting now. Really interesting. The divergence on the MACD. 3-day ushered in a $5,000 move. We topped out, and now the RSI is taking the torch and continuing that divergence from the MACD to the RSI. Pretty cool, right? This is not bad. And now you're safe. Anything above 19,891, you can be cautiously optimistic. Below it, it's all over. Everything we've talked about is invalid. But we know at least the level where the argument we've just presented the past 2 days becomes invalid below that level. But hey, everything's good now. The upside could be insane. Because history tells us it could be insane. Up, down, up, down, up. Okay. Let's go to Ethereum. Not doing so swell today, below 1730 unfortunately, which is a big deal. I mean, that is a massive level. I mean, you're still holding on to a couple of these wick lows from 2021 and earlier this year in May. You can see it right there. You're still above it, holding on. I still think this is a very valid potential shark. This won't be an invalid shark idea until Ethereum rolls over and falls below 1420. Then it's like, wow, that is super bad, super bearish. If you're not even going to be able to make an 8864 reset, retrace before collapsing, because like you're breaking 1420, it's 1200 easy. That's okay though. I mean, you could sell up one more time and get a third valley and show some classic accumulation. That wouldn't be weird. I've seen assets do that even recently since the bottom. So this is still intact. You could go, oh man, my God, you go to 1540 and then pivot and rally from there. And this is still a valid potential complex wave structure, the bearish shark, okay? It's down 3.3%. And if I'm looking at Ethereum being down 3.3%, or more like, you know, of course,
32.33 repeating, of course.
Thank you. And then you look at Bitcoin, that's up 2.3%. I can only imagine what Bitcoin dominance looks like today. Here's Ethereum on the daily. Yeah, again, falling below the level you want to be above. A little bit of concern if this holds true, because now you might start developing hidden bearish divergence on Ethereum. Yikes. It's just not as good as Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin's so much closer to those supports,
Hey Mitch,
confirming a
can
bottom.
you please help me understand something? How is BTC not a descending triangle? I understand that it can break either way, but isn't a break downwards more likely?
How's Bitcoin not a descending triangle? a descending triangle. Can you show me the local structure where we have lower highs? We're not making lower highs, we're making higher highs. Yeah, the base of buying, kind of, a little bit, but a descending triangle. I mean, how is this a descending triangle? This has nothing. This up here has nothing to do with the consolidation down here. That's why. This is a supply line, not a descending triangle. You know what a descending triangle is? This is a descending triangle on Ethereum. Let there be no doubt. It was literally perfect. This was identified. People were protected. They either went short or went cash, and no one lost any money in this community, right? On Ethereum, on that dump. This is a descending triangle, right? The dump, and then after the selling climax, then the consolidation begins, and it looks like this. Descending triangle. This is a descending triangle, okay? Bitcoin, not in a descending triangle. In fact, Bitcoin, bullish shark, bearish 5.0. Bearish 5.0 hasn't even reacted yet. But again, I think a pullback could happen. We see 19,891. That could be a legendary opportunity for long because we never back tested it. Think he means weekly. Weekly descending triangle. Again, I don't see. Where are the lower highs locally? The consolidation.
I sold all my Pulse Dogecoin. I like it, but if a deep retrace is in the chart analysis, then so be it. Still looking forward to the launch of Pulse Bitcoin. The dev seems like a solid dude. Thoughts?
I have no thoughts, dude. Thanks for the 20. I guess we'll do your daily look at Pulse Dogechain, but no, I'm not going into that. Thank you, dude. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Again, I don't understand. All I'm seeing is the 2017 cycle top was tested once on the weekly, and now it's being tested for a second time, and buyers are defending the area. That's all I have for now. That's literally all I have. That's all I can tell you. Again, there's no way. It's not a descending triangle. It's just not. Okay, there is no descending triangle. That doesn't even make sense. Like, I can't even think about how it would be a descending triangle right now. Okay, sellers tried once, they failed. Now they've tried twice and they failed. And sellers are exhausted at the same time. So, no. I think this is extremely promising. Where we saw, you know, the third attempted, you know, breakdown on July 13th, 14th. Okay, that was it. So maybe a rally would ensue. You did rally. But now in significant time scales, you're seeing a confirmation low. So whatever, man. And a dragon. It's a potential dragon pattern. So you think about, you know, what else? A dragon is simply just an XABCD, but it's XABC, okay? And you're talking about an 886. Would take us literally, it'd be perfect. It'd be TA Tetris. Just a big wave structure here. You run up to this level, you're still bearish long term. It's just a midterm reversal, right? We're just saying that the argument for a midterm reversal has now presented itself over the past 9 days, okay? That's it. 9 days ago, before that, holy crap, dude, this is the worst ever. This is terrible. You fell below the previous cycle top with a candle close confirmation. It was, right, the lowest candle close in almost 2 years. But then the next 3 days, massive engulfing candle, massive rejection below those levels. You have to, like, you can't just, what, you just gonna ignore false bearish breakdowns on the second attempt from sellers? It's the second time they failed. Now, not the first time. First time, hey man, okay, I get it. Second time, whoa. You know how I'm bearish below 19,891, but we're above it now. We got some insane bids off that. Yeah, but of course, CPI and all that stuff, right? I mean, that's, oh my God, we're so screwed because of the CPI numbers. Just can't be worried about it. Just understand, cautiously optimistic above 19,891. If you're taking anything from the stream above that level, we could be putting in a confirmation low that would give us a midterm bottom for a more significant rally that would give us a C to D wave, C to D, the X to A wave, right? Then you have the A to B wave, the B to C wave, the two smaller waves. Well, the second wave could very well be complete, or I'm sorry, the second of the small waves, right? One wave, two waves, three waves. Okay, the next wave would be the larger, more significant wave. This is a valid idea until we fall below this low that was put in September 7th and 6th, okay? Goodness. Ethereum just doesn't have those things, really. One thing we do know, right, as discussed yesterday, massive outperformance. Massive outperformance. Where Bitcoin got within 5% of its June 18th lows days ago, Ethereum got within 65%. Meaning it only, you know, it's still off its lows by 65%, where Bitcoin was only off its lows by 5%. That's insane outperformance. But as of the past 9 days, Bitcoin dominance, false bearish breakdown, massive engulfing candle, rejecting that bearish breakdown, and now Bitcoin's outperforming Ethereum lately, right? And so, speaking of the devil, we just look at the Bitcoin dominance chart and look at today, and there you go, man. Bullish engulfing candle yesterday, massive fall through today. Yeah, Raven up 40%. Hash rate of Raven miners went insane or something, right? But look here, I mean, dude, it's...
Look here! Look, listen!
Mooning, up 2%. That's mooning, okay? When you go up 2% on Bitcoin dominance, yeah, that's a massive markup, okay? And you understand minimum 44%, just because one time it pivoted there. Every other time, though, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's all it does, 46.77%. So if this continues, then Bitcoin will continue to outperform everything, up or down. Okay, so another huge day off the false bearish breakdown. They have consequences. You're witnessing the consequence. What could have just happened on Bitcoin could have the same consequences as the US dollar pairing. Let's just look at US dollar tether dominance that was never able to break that resistance. As you can see, it was just unable to break, and now it's, you know, pulling back, couldn't get it together. 4-hour bearish divergence playing out. And maybe you're coming down for a, you know, you might very well be coming down to 5.78% again if Bitcoin continues its ascent with the altcoins. But so far, just hanging on to this little 6.5% dominance level. Couldn't quite get my guy. I mean, like a dream state falling wedge, always the first target. You know, if you're talking about Fibonacci of the structure, is the 50%. You were very close. You got to a 45, 47% retrace. So that you were that close. That's pretty good, but just couldn't get there. Okay, let's go to BNB. You know, keep it going, man. Right? It's like BNB. It broke a supply line. You know, reassess this one. Just looking at that right there. Not really performing that great. I'm not that impressed. It hasn't made a higher high even locally. The bullish divergence, you know, got you a break to the upside, but not much more beyond that. This is not in a tradable zone, really. This is a coin flip gambling area. Right, Bitcoin, the closer we are to 19,891, that's inflection, right? That could be strategized as a support for a long and a stop loss. And if you break below that and you back test it as resistance, it could also be like a short entry with a stop above 19,891 area, right? The only massive inflection points that are good, I think, for BNB are 330, 350 to 220. You go to the daily, so you can see that it's very clear why. It's kind of off limits for the person who uses inflection points to strategize entries, right? The bottom and the top, right? These are your areas. In between it, flip the coin, go to the roulette table, go to the slot machine. I mean, unfortunately, that's okay.
Can you clarify for me, please? For a falling wedge, do you say the measured move is 70% of the target or 70% of falling wedges hit their target? Thanks.
It would be, no, so like the whole 70% of a measured move kind of applies to many patterns Bulkowski talks about. So it's like, if you have like an ascending triangle or falling wedge, he talks about the 100% measured move most of the time doesn't get achieved. About 70% of the measured move is achieved, right? So if we go to US dollar tether dominance, I didn't measure for the move, right? I didn't do the measured move. I just did Fibonacci. So if you do a measured move, this is how you do it. From the low point of the structure to the high point, from the breakout. So about 70% of the measured move is probably in between the 50% and 618, which I already had. I didn't use, I don't, use measured moves on wedges. I mean, you can, right? I think it's, right? So if that was the measured move, right? So about 70%, just eyeballing it, probably right there, so you're in between two targets I already had. You can use targeting methods, different targeting methods, and my targeting was via Fibonacci. Okay, so about 70% of the size of the structure from the breakout is what he talks about, where normally they'll hit. And they a lot of times won't get 100% measured move. Okay. Does that make sense? New TA guy, thanks for the 15. Appreciate it. All right, so BNB, kind of nothing you can do in between those levels. You can try. It's so much more difficult. I just don't like longing things unless they're at these inflection points where I can strategize stop losses, entries, and take profits. BNB is just like flip coin, up, down. Oh my God, all it's doing is chopping. It's in the chop zone like crazy, right? Let's go to total.
I like turtles.
It broke the supply line, it seems. You're above the 200 moving average, it seems. What the? Dude. There we go. Other than that, though, you're just kind of hanging out at that high from August 25th. The low from August 2nd. Again, after a wave like that, after a run like that, any kind of pullback, can't be that surprised. But for now, no pullback. And I'm thinking 1.07 trillion. Because you look left, you can, that's right, a little off. Yeah, 1.66 trillion, right? Look at the price action from history that you normally receive. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, right? So why not 1.066 trillion to 1.1? History tells us it's probable you would see that. Okay. All right, I agree. I think it would not be weird if we saw 1.066 trillion, okay? All right, BNB, XRP, well, hold on, dude. Is XRP still number 4, I think it is. Just making sure real quick. It is, okay. Not by much, but yes, it is. XRP is absolutely in the same kind of boat as Bitcoin, just an underperformer, right? I mean, if you're above 32.5 cents, that's an inflection point. So if you hold this long enough, you could see much higher prices. I just have concerns about its historical performance compared to other assets. So it's like, you got to think about opportunity cost. Well, yeah, it's doing some good stuff that a lot of others are doing by holding support for a second time, making a higher low to boot. But I just know, like, it just doesn't do well. So why would I'd probably own Bitcoin over XRP. So just like whatever, cool story above the level, because below it 25 cents, but above it, eventually, I mean, at least test your previous high of 40 cents, but you can kind of see it's a thin order book. There's a lot of up and down, down, up, down, up, down, right? You don't quite get there every time, but look at the up and down. I mean, if Bitcoin really does go to 28.8 and we'll say XRP performs moderately, a target would be like 50 cents. if this is actually going to hold. This is real. It's not a joke. It's holding and holding and holding. Cautiously optimistic on XRP above 32.5 cents. Right? Okay. Cardano. You know, it was the 4 hour that was really telling. It was that shark that completed. It was getting back above the May 12th 4 hour close. Back tested a couple times, been running, but you know, is showing some 4 hour bearish divergence now. And you know, with Bitcoin, how nice the run's been, I wouldn't be that surprised if this played out some and you pull back a little bit. Look from a high to the slightly higher high, lower levels on the RSI. You got it a little bit on the MACD histogram as well. Excuse me. So there you go. I mean, it's been a really good start. But if you pull back, you might just make a higher low than the previous low again. And, you know, it's just, if you're above 44 cents in time, you could very well see 60, 61 cents. You're just in the midpoint now, right? You're well off the lower risk area, right? The closer you are to 44 cents, I would think the closer you are to inflection point. I mean, you're at 14% from there. So when you're showing some bearish divergence, it's not really like, oh, optimum entry time now. Now you kind of miss that. It was identified. It's just, it's kind of played out some. And there was, in fact, hidden bullish divergence on the 7th on the MACD histogram. Pretty cool how it played out some. Yeah, sub to the channel so we can get over the 66,600 plus subs. So we can make at least 66,700 subs. That'd be great. We need an exorcism on the channel, right? All right, we gotta look at Sol, because Sol did things big time. Which, okay, that's cool, man. Like, great. This time it did. It never got to an 886. It's right at 37.37. I mean, this could be a successful bearish backtest. I just, yeah, it's really, really tough here, man, to... I'm just show you. You can't say it was a shark of any sort because it hit a 786. You know, you could almost say it in ways. Now you can't because that's the higher high of these. So you can't say it's a Gartley because you can't ignore this. So it would have to be. The only thing you could say was, hey, it was a. In the end, it was a cipher. Again, I'm just not that concerned about this one because there are just others that I have more interest in. It's doing kind of what BAT's done. Basic attention token hits 78%. What we normally want optimally is the 886. And the 886 lines up with some sort of key support. You didn't get that. You kind of reversed too soon. And yeah, that's kind of it. But same type of situation as a lot of coins. That's so, yeah, nice. But why would I care about Sol when I could just care about DOT? The king, right? The true king, the technical king, where it's like everything we could have ever dreamed of on this chart presented itself. Well off those great areas, as you can see, but not by too much, and not above the 200 moving average, not really doing much anything. And I'm wondering if that maybe has something to do with Bitcoin dominance.
Hey,
right?
Mitch, can you take a look at Celo? Thanks, folded hands.
What's up, Marco? Thanks, man, for the 2039. So weird that it's pretty much the same amount as the US dollar now. And I remember like it was just not like that. Yeah, so you'd think like if you were long on this, you'd just be waiting for more upside. It just hasn't come yet. It's not performing that great, and you're seeing Bitcoin own this market right now.
EWT/USD on Kraken, please. Thanks, man. Love your work.
Thank you, Driving Dave. Much love. Thank you, dude.
Ada is in some sort of wick-off accumulation, but can you check Sysat?
What's up, Scarlet? Yeah, Wyckoff probably like ranging and making some higher lows, some subtle higher lows and some harmonics. Yeah, pretty good. I would think it's you got a higher probability of maybe some accumulation than you would redistribution. I mean, remember where all these coins are, not all of them. I think Cardano isn't even at it from this COVID crash low, but a lot are at 88 to 95%. Some of them 100% retraces. So anytime that happens, it's like, yeah, it could continue to descend into the depths, but man, it just lost 88 to 100% of its value from the top. So it's just like, it's just not the time to be, you know, strategizing fresh shorts because you had an entire 8-month period, 9-month period, 10-month period or something like that to strategize shorts. And now it's like, dang, all the damage has been done. And now all these coins that should be rolling over like Litecoin have alligator blood. Like this stuff reminding me exactly of what Bitcoin did. And I mean, and maybe it's not going to play out, but this just reminds me of Bitcoin in the summer of 2020. Like you bought selling climax and it's like, oh man, we're going to make an 8. You don't even make an 886. You rally, test this level, and then, oh man, up thrusting, rising wedge, you sell off and you underperform, and then you like run again to test, and then you come and back test and hold, make a higher low subtly locally, and now you're making a higher high locally, and it's just like, I just get shades of this type of stuff, man. The COVID crash happened. It's like down. This is what it reminds me of. Like the selling climax of the COVID crash. This is Bitcoin. And it's just like you're trying to sell off. You're holding and running higher highs. And you're selling off. Oh man, it's falling below low. And then it just makes a higher low in the previous low. And then it goes again and again. And it's just beginning to trend upward. Grindingly. Oh, you know, you're getting that. I think a little bit on Litecoin and maybe some others, right? It's not a crazy thought, not crazy, you know? Anyway. Okay. Don't even care. Oh, let's do, we haven't visited Shiba. I think we might have done it yesterday. Let's do it again because, dude, Shiba literally is at this point where we're kind of on breakout watch. If Shiba gets above $1,300, you're bullish again. You can be bullish again on Shiba. I mean, it broke the demand line, of course. That doesn't reverse the trend. It never has and never will, right? It's just the beginning. That's step one. When you start falling below 1,000, that's when you go bearish again, right? But it's making higher lows. It's confirming lows, one low, no one knows, second low, everyone knows, and now you're running and making a higher high than the previous high, and you're just butting up against that 200 moving average and this 113.07 high. I mean, it's not even that much. Shiba, for real, if it breaks 13.07, you got to understand, if it's a real breakout, you can see the price action when you actually break it. It could go to 1,700 again. So just, if you're taking anything from the stream, just understand, hey, you're kind of like possibly bullish again on Shiba. Do we have like another way to look at that? I mean, if you factor in the 3 valleys here, right? You have like another touch, another successful test of the way it's plotted like that. Cautiously optimistic on Shiba, for real. Until you start rolling over again and dumping 1,000, everything's kind of really interesting here, okay? That's it. That's Shiba. I had to look now. All right. So let's S&P 500. Man, Apple killed it today. You know, another update for the index funds up 1%.
Hey Mitch, hope all is well. Thoughts on Maxar daily bearish fat pattern from top in Jan 21. Possible trade given the levels. Thanks. 0.000724000 BTC.
BTC, UTXO, thank you for the 1617 of Bitcoin. Gold mean ratio, I see that, dude, thank you. Look. How crazy, man. A gap fill, only 22% of the time. is regarded as support, well, guess what? It happened. That's like if you have, what is it? If you have like a pair pre-flop in poker, like pocket tens, and then like someone has 7-8, there's an 80% chance the pocket tens will win. And then like that happened. Like the undercards won here. It's just improbable, but it happened. And since then, it's been a straight up rally. You just gotta wonder, it's leading up to the CPI report. Anything above 4,058, you're kind of okay. You're kind of okay. You could go to 4,200 for real. Just we'll see what happens tomorrow, man. Yeah, hidden bullish divergence on the daily on all these index funds. Dow Jones also a good day, not as good as the S&P. Well, the 200 moving average, but yeah, there's no real support resistance here till 33,000. Gosh, I have to do it every time, man.
32.33 repeating, of course.
Yeah, that's the next resistance, so we could go up and test that. Until like tomorrow, bad stuff happens, you just collapse. But we'll see. It's the way the market works now, dude. Everything just waits for these Fed talks to move because it's so illiquid now. NASDAQ back above 12,000. Great news. If you can stay above 12,000 long enough, you go to 13K easy. Wonderful. Hidden bullish divergence on the oscillators on the daily. Above the level you need to be above. Nice. Russell 2000. Hidden divergence on the daily, of course. Just moving on up to 1926. Just floating on up, man. God, look at all the gaps. You know these gaps are going to fill. You know they are, man. All right, but great stuff. A little rally going on after the dumpening. Gold, man. Gold is like doing really interesting stuff here, okay? Like, think about it. It's kind of insane. It really is kind of insane. I've just been looking at the daily. Looks like it's trying to double bottom. But dude, if you look at the 4 hour, it is doing the same type of stuff, man. Same type of stuff as Bitcoin. Like, for real. It's got its own key inflection point of 1682 to 1690, right? And it goes down and completes the wave structure in type 2 returns on the 4 hour. It's kind of insane. And the downtrend you've been in, you're kind of like back out of it now. You're trying to break back out of the supply line. Look from the top, from March of this year. It's just interesting. Really interesting here on golds for now. Silver's really interesting because like silver, hey, it was destroyed. It was about to hit the 1272, but guess what? After all the dump, I mean, like max bids came in, didn't they? I mean, that's perfect. Perfect bearish dragon. This is why profit taking is important. This is why if you're going short, you have a trading plan before you go short. So take profit. And my God, how disappointing how close silver was to hitting that 1272. We're talking you were less than 1% away from hitting the third bonus target before the massive run. So, and in fact, this is almost like a bullish shark 113. A 113 bullish shark. Let's see, it went a little deeper than that, didn't it? Yeah, 113's right there. But look where the second low came in. Right at it. That's interesting. So, hey, you know, I mean, it's like already the 50%. It's already exceeding that. Man, that's what you get, dude. Shorts covered. Obviously, all of it. And then platinum's double bottoming. My God. My God, platinum holding that 825. Really important here. But you got to make a higher high at some point, man. You got to break a neckline at 972. And you really, if you get above 926, you could be in a really good shape. And it's just a key level back from 2004. Hanging on for now. Hanging on. Palladium also looking pretty interesting here. XPD. Yeah, man. Lots of accumulation. Look at this. This 1853 level. You know, being back tested back test of spring here, and now making higher lows. And I mean, you could definitely see this thing going to like 2,500, 2,800 again, right? Accumulation, at least somewhat. Look at this. It's almost like a 3 rising valleys. Like, look at this. I mean, it's not perfect, but you can't tell me there's not a third valley being put in right now. And on the third valley, you had 2 lows. Wow. And look at this, man. That's pretty, dude, this is real life on Palladium. Classic accumulation structure above the 200-day moving average after coming back to key level to test it as support. Wow. Wow. And then just like that, metals doing things. Classic accumulation. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Just when you thought it was over for commodities, no, it's not over. Orange juice flipped bullish last week when it did this. I got orange juice. It was over, dude. Distribution confirmed. Sells off. Holds the keyest of key levels that you could ever dream of, okay? Holds it, rallies, makes a higher high locally, then sells off and makes a slightly higher low. My goodness. The Bulkowski bump. Anything above 164, bullish. Yep. Anything, bullish. Because the trend has been your friend. It's not cautiously optimistic. It's just you have to be bullish, right? Because you're not doing what Bitcoin's been doing. Lower highs, lower lows, for 10 months. So Bitcoin above 19,891 is cautiously optimistic, whereas orange juice, because of the context, is just bullish above 168 because the trend's your friend. Okay. Guess what just happened today? Rest in peace, your wallet, when you want to go eat a steak dinner, because live cattle futures hit a 7-year high today. Live cattle futures. Where is it? There it is. Here it is. 145.75. The last time you saw this price was the year 2015 in September. Nice anniversary. Where it did hold. The inflection point, the zone, whatever you call it, one low, then the higher low, and it thought, hey, 886, nope, just going through. And now you're talking about a crab pattern. And the crab pattern is going to take you higher. Yeah, the crab pattern's a 1618. Only a 1618. My God, talking about live cattle futures goes to 153 up there, and that wouldn't even make that much sense because, dude, where you are now, I mean, once you break this 147, there's just nothing there really for a long time. 164. It's crazy bullish on live cattle futures, food, commodities, killing it. Soybeans making a massive comeback today. Massive comeback. Above 1454, which is a level from 2011. And, there's a couple peaks there, but that's massive. The fact that it went down to 1,300 tested and held, and it's now it's just accumulation. There's just higher lows going on, and you could be, in fact, going to 1585 if you stay above this level long enough, yeah. And what it's doing, it hit a 786 retrace. So it's a deep retrace, not the deepest. Yep, 78% retrace. Okay. Resetting in the long-term uptrend. Wow. It's incredible. Oh, terrible for everyone, but look at this. Look at rice futures. It's always been the king. of the foods this cycle, because it's just never put the trend it's been in jeopardy. It's not been gapping down. It's nearing the highs of May. I mean, it really hit those last week. It's just making higher lows, man. And eventually it's just going to break, and there's going to be there's nothing here till 1858. After that's 20 bucks, and then after that's $25. Just remember all that accumulation. It's ridiculous. Crazy. Wheat rounding out after a, well, just say 100% retrace from the previous low, the pre-Russia invasion low. You hit that and it's just, okay, so you're probably going to go see 919. At least 903 to 919. Retest those levels as resistance. The uptrend continues. It was very close. It was in jeopardy, but buyers defended. They defended the area before the trend was beginning to reverse. So you got corn futures. We've been looking at the other one, I think, right? Yes, corn, the inverse head and shoulders confirmed and meandering on up to that measured move. That's at 737. I think you could actually be coming on up to like 746, you know, just to test the high from May. But yep, just another one of those low to high, deep retraces, and it rallies and the trend continues. Wow. Let's go to US oil. That again, like cool that it got above $87. That is a big deal. 87 bucks. It's the high from May of 2010. And if you stay above that level long enough, you could go to $100. History tells us, look, up, down, that's all it does, up, down. So, all right. Just know where you are. You're at, and now above a level. But, you know, until you make a higher high, really, than $97, kind of like just another lower high, and you roll over again. So, this is what's going to drive what we're going to see in the CPI tomorrow. It's why it's probably going to be lower than last month because of all this. Let's see. I don't know that. I mean, August 1st. Yeah, it's down marginally. It's just it might be down like 1% from yesterday, or from last month, sorry. Natural gas, that we had concerns about the dark cloud cover. We had concerns about the bearish engulfing candle, testing resistance for the first time. You rolled over, but here's the thing. You rolled over, and somehow you're making a local higher low than the previous low, and that's just showing more accumulation somehow. And now, very real development of hidden bullish divergence. So you had the bearish divergence, the bearish Japanese candlestick reversal at the inflection point. It played out. But its performance lacking tremendously and only manifesting into a higher low and hidden bullish divergence. The trend is your friend, and you're now showing a bullish edge again. Oh my God, that quick. Bulls still in control of natural gas for now until you break below 763. Then we might be going for a much deeper retrace. It's not over yet for natural gas, if you can even believe it. Okay. Lumber futures, my God, up almost 10% today. What a massive candle. Decent volume. But look, I mean, you hit a key support resistance. It's the high from 1993, 1994. It might go back further. I think that might have been it, though. Yeah, it was the 93, 94 peaks regarded October 2020, August 2021, and now September 2022. For the first time in 13 months, you tested it, held it. Really, oh my God, the bullish divergence is so nice here. Where it was, right? I'm not looking at lumber every day. A lot of things I look at. That's some nice divergence there on the second, you know, like one low than the second one. So you could be going to 623, 650. I don't know after that. If you break that, 820 easily. If you broke that, I don't know if you will. Okay, Jesus chimes, a new day. Just wanted to look at some commodities because they're doing some stuff, right? It's good for you to be like informed on that. New 3-day candle has been born, right? I mean, you just got to close, and it wasn't a breakout. You just closed kind of at the supply line or right around it. Let me show you the 3-day they closed. There it is. This is now complete. A new candle. No breakout yet. Highest 3-day candle close since August 14th. Let's go. 1 month highs almost, right? Yeah, also forgot. Sorry, look on the lates. We can do it, man. We can do it. First time, I don't have any confidence. Maybe on the 4 hour of the daily with the 3 valleys there. Okay. Cautiously optimistic on the false bearish breakdown. But now I can see on the 3-day. It's literally a confirmation low. At this level? Are you kidding? And there's 3-day bullish divergence on the second low, which literally is implying a reversal to the upside. I mean, just say it. I mean, even in bear markets, you get confirmation lows. They still manifest into something. You know, you got one in February that took us to 48K from a bottom of 34K. I mean, that's 10 grand right there. Appreciation. What kind of swing was that in percentage? It was a 40% swing, man. So you may stay in the bear trend, but you might have 30 to 50% upside if this actually is real and plays out. But go ahead and be perma bearish. I was bearish September 4th. I was. You have to be. It's the rules, man. When you break inflection points with candle close confirmations, you can't be bullish. But when the next 3-day candle comes along and we don't catch follow through, and in fact only bullishly engulf, develop RSI bullish divergence, and get back above the previous cycle top level one time, then the second time, then I can't be really bearish now until we fall back below that level. Cautiously optimistic on Bitcoin for more upside, a midterm bottom, if you will. Yeah. Kev, thanks so much for joining the Patreon, dude. Thank you, dude. My ticker might be out, not updated. Okay, that's all I got for you on that. Let's get to these requests. Second part of the stream. First request of the day was Kilt Protocol. Yikes. Dude, it's on Kraken, man. Oh, man. Ah, scam. Just a scam, dude. I don't know. I mean, like, hey, dude, if it breaks above 84 cents, maybe it'll rally, because the only thing it does is straight down, up, down, up, down. If it breaks 83 cents, it could go to 195 again. That's because that's history. That's all I know. That's all I got for you, dude. It hasn't, though. So have your alert set up. If you're Matt Karan, you have your alert set above 83.5 cents. If you hear the beep, you know you're breaking the key level to where it could mark up stupidly 130%. That's all I can tell you. It's all about the levels, and there's no data on this, and it's a joke. There was bullish divergence. Okay, cool. It's playing out. There you go, dude. Okay, alert set up above 83 cents. Okay. 130% upside above that level, because history shows us that's almost literally the only thing that happens if it's real. Okay. Thank you for the contribution and supporting the stream. 100% crowdsourced, right? Almost 5 years of doing this. Never had one sponsor. No one's ever given me money to push their product on this stream, and I pushed it on you. That's never happened, ever. I don't monetize via YouTube. No ads for you. Copyright music for you to enhance the quality of the stream. No affiliate marketing links pushed in your face. Only you support this channel, and only you sponsor this channel, the viewer. Okay, PulseChain. Yeah, as it looked terrible yesterday, it looks equally as terrible today. You know what? 3.24% more terrible today. I would just wait till 190. That's all you can do here. You had the run, the fun. It's over. It just looks terrible now, and you're in a dead middle of a range, and the bottom of the range is 190. So why not wait? You would. You longing now, stupid. It doesn't. There's no strategy. It's just literally going to a casino and pulling the slot machine. That's it. Literally it. Okay, I wish there was more to talk about. We look at it daily because Kush Blunts is amazing and really supports this channel. So I'll look at this for him every day. And there's a lot more downside, like crap load more, right? Like even where you are now, still got like 40% downside almost before it even makes sense for a strategic entry. And then you got to find it. There's got to be a discernible edge down there when we get there. Yikes. All right, next request was Ravencoin. For Todd Jones, man. Whoops, let's see, exchange to look at. I guess we'll just do Binance, whatever. We'll just do Binance. So you got this like old supply line. You broke you had false breakout. I mean, this is great. Above 4.1 cents, you're golden. You could very well see 11 cents in time. I'm not kidding. I mean, it's not always happening, but you can see when you break above 3.8 to 4 cents, history shows us straight to 11 cents minimum, straight down, straight up, eventually straight down. You know, you didn't do it every time, but I'm just saying that would be the hard target on Raven eventually, 11 cents, because that's history. History shows us what it can do. You'll be soon approaching a local high around 7.5 cents. A couple peaks from February and April. You break that, it is going to 11 cents, 11.7 cents to 13 cents. It's the next zone. So on Raven, you're safe above 4 cents. It could come for a back test in time. I would be careful because it had a really good couple days. A pullback happens. It's still making higher lows than previous lows and back testing old resistance as support. That would be an amazing entry for a trade. It just, you got to get back down to that level. So it's easy to strategize the stop loss, the entry, and the take profits. So what a pump. Okay. That's your Raven, dude. Above the levels. Let's go to Celo for Marco. Marco, Celo. It's a crypto, dude. Oh my god. It's a crypto that, well, I have some data on this, but you're terrible. I mean, this thing, all-time lows, at least on this chart. Before you say, but on the other chart has more data. You always want to specify when you request, because I'm just going to look at the one where I've done work on, and I want to waste time looking through all these exchanges for the most data. I guess there's some maybe convergence, harmonic maybe. We could just look at this like it's Like it's just a rectangle, a range. Dang, I don't even know, man. Kind of like that. That's what you got going on Celo. Remember, at all-time lows, so it held 79 cents. I would never own this or even care about it because there's just, compared to everything else, there's just better assets to own with more liquidity, more volume, more money involved in them, just better structural developments, better trends, better everything. So I would never touch this no matter what, probably, because relatively speaking, it's dog crap. They're just better assets to own in the world on many different markets than Celo. So why? When I have the freedom to choose thousands of assets, why would I choose this one? I wouldn't ever. But hey, man, if it pops, you're like, dude, you said this. Like, no, I just don't care. Better assets. Oh yeah, Energy Web Token. It's another one that made all-time lows. That's a little bit better shape, but it is testing what was once always the support. Always is now the resistance. But yeah, it's making the higher lows. Still can't break that. And if it does, my God, look out. History tells us it could go to 820 eventually. And if not, at least 675. That'd be your first target above $5, $6.75. But you're not above it, so I don't even know what to tell you. Nice pop, but you can't be bullish on this asset till it breaks above $5. Do you get it? You're not above it yet. If you do, have your alerts set up, and then you'll know. Hey man, I can be cautiously optimistic on EWT, Energy Web Token, above $5, but below it, it could just be literally making an upthrust and a back test of upthrust, a bearish variable, and be drawing down again to go test the lows at 230. You can't long an asset testing resistance like this. You got to wait for the break in the back test to reconfirm the validity that was once support, would then become support again. It's resistance right now. Sorry to just... Again, they're better assets out there than this crap. There just are. You've seen them on the stream. They're already there today. You want to look at it before we get to the next request? I'll show you one that's just tenfold better than EWT. It's called Monero. Best privacy coin in the world. Purest form of privacy in the world for crypto. There is this level on Monero at 145 to 154 that in history, it is very important. The first time in history it hit, August 2017, it hit 154. That became it. Ever since then, it has been a historical inflection point, whether it is support or it is resistance. Very critical. When you break that level for real, history shows us all that happens to Monero is a straight line up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And then even more recently, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, right? Over and over and over again. And what you're doing locally is nothing, short of insane. Triple bottoming. Sellers tried thrice, 3 different times to break the support. Buyers defended it. Sellers relenting. Now clearly above that inflection zone that is so important. When you look at something like this, very intriguing, incredible looking. Look at EWT or Celo or CLGD, whatever the crap is. Who cares? Why would you even look at that trash when there are just other things that exist on the market that are incredible compared to what you were trying to look at, right? A little late on Atom, dude, by like an entire month. You're late. No, you're 2 months late on Atom. The entry for Atom was 2 months ago. July 15th was the Trade setup posted. And the third valley of the three rising valleys, which has now gone to Jesus. Okay. SYS. SYS. Is there one that has like full data on it? I don't know. Let me KuCoin maybe. No. I think Binance might be our best bet here. Ooh, found it. It's SYS to the US dollar. Dang, this has a lot of data. Holy crap, this goes back to 2016. What? And yes, it looks absolutely insane right here. I have this old data. Okay, there's this one peak from July 2020. Ah, there's so many peaks and valleys, man, right? I mean, it's all over the place. Look at it like that. Just give me a minute. It's been a while. I'm not sure why that one's there. Yeah, this one's just making higher highs, higher lows. And really, what's it doing? 95 to 98% retrace from the June 2021 lows. And what's it doing? It's that similar stuff, right? It's like a shark. Pretty much a shark reacting like crazy near the 886, in between the 786, 886. Probably not perfect. Yeah, it's like 84, 85% or something like that. M shapes. And so one bottom, second bottom, and is above this level. History tells us, Scarlet, history, not me. Okay, this isn't me telling you. This is history. And I'm literally showing you the evidence of what it does when it gets above 17 cents. It goes up and down, only up and down, more times than you can imagine. It's happening so many times where it hits it and goes down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, right? Look at this, up, down. And what about recently? Look at this, up and down, up and down and up and down and up and down, right? Oh my God. So it's like the probability of it seeing 24 cents is really high. Only because history tells us that, not me saying I feel a certain way, right? That's it. That's your SYS. Okay. Next one, last one. Maxar Technologies. I haven't been here in a while, but it had a wedge that played out. Not really liking it right now. It's not producing any sort of argument that's great. It's just like in a well-established confirmed downtrend, locally making lower lows, locally or lower highs, locally making lower lows below the 200-day moving average. Hey, look, I don't like it. I don't really give a crap if it's showing divergence or not. It's just bad. It's not showing any forms of accumulation, only distribution, right? Only less market participants owning the asset on September 6th than they did January 28th of this year, right? Less market participants. Didn't even test that high from January 2020 yet. Or the low from November 2020. Hasn't even tested it or touched it yet. I hate this asset for now. Like, there's just nothing about this that is intriguing. Not really. Okay? Because if you have the freedom to choose from thousands of assets, and I just told you about what it's doing, why would you spend time, any more time, looking at this asset or even contemplating owning it when there are just other things that exist out there that could be better opportunities? Let's go, Joshua. Got my shirt right here still. It's just nothing more to talk about, man. I can't like this, and I don't like it until it's give me a freaking one higher low. Give me one higher low. You've given me none. Give me one higher high. You've given me none. Off limits for a long. Like, just even if it rallies, who cares?
Can you look at
Flip your coin, dude.
Thanks, man.
Trend is your friend. It's super bearish. Only bearish right now. Hey, you start really pivoting, man. Okay, but dude, even you start pivoting it would still most recently be the lowest low. God. Hasn't even back tested. Okay, Netflix. Thank you, Alec. Whole Netflix. Woke flicks, right? Kind of in nowhere. I mean, I guess you're requesting it because it today broke above this one swing low. That's a couple. It's like there's this wick low from February 2018. Guess that was the creation of this right there. And since that was created, you then had correlation again in December 2018. And now here we are, like at it or attempting to break it maybe. You know, I mean, like if you get above that level, history showing us the correlation is a lot of up and down, at least until 335. And that would be a gap fill of sorts, right? Yeah, it's like the first high from March 2018, and you get price action there, resistance, support, support. I mean, it's a big if, right? It hasn't really broken it. It's trying to, but if you tip to look at it, this is the level to watch, because above that level long enough, you can just see historically what it does. Oh, man, to me, it's just like, I mean, if you're going from this low, you're not even close to an 886. There was bullish divergence in the end down here. So it's all about the ifs. If you break it, you could see 335. If you don't, you could be coming all the way down to 129, or at least to test the lows of 168. It's about the ifs. I don't really see much of an edge, just at a key resistance of sorts. Okay. So Bitcoin on the new day and everything else pulling back. Yeah, that's what you're gonna get. 3-day candle closed, daily candle closed. Add a supply line. There might be supply here. There's been throughout the day. I mean, you spent about 16 hours testing 22,460, which is pretty much the supply line. Today, and you couldn't break it, you didn't break it. So okay, a pullback. Wow, a pullback. If you go to 19,891, it could be legendary. Just don't know if you'll get that. But yeah, what a run. Add a supply line. There might be supply, so you might get a pullback here. Okay. Alright. About done anyway. So, just a regular Monday stream. Yeah, bullish divergence on XMR, significant time scales. Again, yeah. Monero is bullish above that level. Sorry, just is. Okay. So let's leave you all with that. Gone across the markets, looked at the requests. It's Monday. I appreciate the likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. Please be sure to join the Discord if you haven't. The Discord where the conversation continues when this live stream inevitably ends. You join the Discord so you can be notified when I go live, because YouTube will fail you. Educational resources if you want to get your feet wet with traditional technical analysis, so you can understand a little bit better about what I'm talking about every day. It's all in the Discord. Come hang out. Come hang out. 14,000 plus members strong, and we grow every day. New members every day. So I will just be back. Until next time, respect the TA.